Hello, today I want to talk about the menstrual cycle and how that affects perimenopause. Hi, for anyone that doesn't know me, my name's Andrea, I'm a nutritional therapist and I like to help ladies over the age of 40 to empower them to get their hormones under control so they can look good and feel good inside and out. Our menstruation is happening in our fertile years under the age of 35. It's functioning pretty normally. And then when you hit perimenopause, that can be anywhere after the age of 35, things can start going a different route. So I just wanted to explain what happens during this time. So perimenopause can last up to about 10 years, and the average age for menopause is 51. Premature menopause can happen 45 years or younger. And what's happening is your brain is signaling to two hormones. There's FSH, which is follicle stimulating hormone, and then there's LH, which is the luteinizing hormone. Now your FSH is responsible to produce estrogen, and that's the first two weeks of your cycle. And then the second 2 weeks of your cycle, the luteinizing hormone is responsible for producing progesterone. So in your menstruation years, the first 2 weeks of your cycle, your brain signals to FSH to instruct the ovary to produce some estrogen. And so the estrogen gets produced, and then when estrogen is produced, the ovary is getting ready to mature the egg, and then it's preparing the lining of your uterus to grow, to get ready for the fertilized egg if it gets fertilized. And so the second 2 weeks of your cycle, the brain tells the luteinizing hormone to ask the ovary to produce progesterone. So about day 14, the ovulation takes place and the egg is released, and then the corpus luteum takes over and the progesterone is released from luteinizing hormone, and the progesterone and estrogen work together the rest of the 2 weeks before your period with the egg, and progesterone is responsible to keep the lining of your uterus thick and to nourish the egg if it gets fertilized. And then if it doesn't get fertilized, estrogen and progesterone will drop at the end, maybe day 26, 27, and then you'll have your period on day 28 if your cycle's running naturally. So during perimenopause, this can start changing dramatically, because after the age of 35, you might start seeing some changes. You might not start seeing the changes straight away, but yeah, the progesterone starts to decline. That's the first hormone to decline. So then you'll probably have low progesterone and high estrogen, so that's out of balance then. So the follicle stimulating hormone before the FSH, the brain is saying to the FSH to instruct the ovary to produce some estrogen, and what's happening is the ovary is not producing any estrogen, and so that's what's going on. And then so if there's no estrogen being produced, there's no ovulation, and they're not going to have any period. So that's what could be happening. And then FSH is going to stay high because estrogen is low. But estrogen can also cause another problem. Can also cause high estrogen can also cause like wacky periods. Like the beginning of perimenopause can cause wacky periods and heavy periods and erratic periods because of the high estrogen and low progesterone. So if your FSH is high, then estrogen is low. If FSH is low, then estrogen is high, and you're going to ovulate. So sometimes you might ovulate and sometimes you're not going to ovulate. So it can be quite confusing and quite tricky. Your ovary can get a bit lazy because it's getting ready to pack up, it's getting ready to stop, getting ready for menopause. So it's starting to get lazy, the eggs are starting to run out, and it's going to behave erratically, just like puberty. It's like going through puberty in reverse. So sometimes your ovary is going to work, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes your ovary is going to be lazy and be erratic, and sometimes, yeah, so it's very, very, very confusing during the perimenopause. You can go a couple of months without a period, and then suddenly you have a period. It's also not a good idea to think that because you're not having a period that you don't need to use contraception during this time. You certainly do, because what can happen is, because you're not ovulating every month, it's not happening because of the estrogen levels going up and down, and your FSH levels going up and down. You just don't know where you are in your cycle at all. And if you went to your doctor to ask for a test, for your hormone test, you won't be able to get an accurate reading because of your FSH and your estrogen going up and down, up and down, up and down, like a roller coaster ride. So it's important that you do carry on using contraception, because what can happen is you can double ovulate. So not just one egg will be produced, you can have double ovulation, and 2 eggs can be produced because of this erratic time, where your ovaries just being really unpredictable and being like, being lazy and being a bit lethargic. So the last thing that you want is to find out that you're pregnant with twins in your 40s. So it's really important that you carry on using contraception. So that's what's happening. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about what else can be happening to your periods and some problems that you might encounter, and what you can do to help that. If you want any more help with your hormone levels, your hormone balancing, I do offer a free 20-minute chat with me if you want to get in contact with my website. I'm going to put all the details with my video. I've also got an intermittent fasting course that's starting in August, and I'll also give you details for that. And that will help with hormone balancing. It will also help with any extra weight gain that you're developing during these years, the perimenopause years, when our metabolism's changing, our hormones are changing, and you can metabolism slowing down, and you can get a bit more belly fat around your belly. It can be quite annoying sometimes and hard to shift. So I talk about that in my intermittent fasting course, if you'd like more details about that, starting in August. So thanks for watching today. Please like and follow me. And so I'll see you in another video. So bye for now.